Hey everybody, Yamato here, and welcome to part 17 of my Danganronpa, another Let's Play. So in the last episode, we made it to what I assume is going to be the final floor, and learned some pretty interesting information, including kind of a nod to the original Danganronpa and how things might be connected. So they did make reference to like the worst event in human history. So I'm interested to see like how they're going to connect this with the original game, because there's a lot of similarities. Maybe what they're going to do differently. Also things like a lab with the bodies of the previous students in there. So I'm thinking there's maybe something to do with like maybe they're using it to replicate the students, maybe make like AI of them or something. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we're going to continue on and see what other like mysteries we can discover, some secrets, move the story along, see what happens next. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Alright, so we are doing free time events. Hey, perfect. Just the guy I wanted to talk to. I figure let's try and get as much information from this guy as possible. And I feel like the fact that they have him very close by, the game wants me to chat this guy up. Plus, I mean, at least with the first free time event, I actually was able to read it, so his might be one of the only ones that actually works. We'll see. Want to play? Then I'll be your opponent. Is that it? Playing? I'll do it. I feel like, I mean, since he likes most everything, I can give him things that, unfortunately, the characters who are already dead would have liked. Like, this would be great for Satsuki, a hula hoop. We'll give him a hula hoop, since he likes to play. A gift for me? The gift is very nice. It looks very cool, and I'm in a good mood. Yo. Thank God, I think he likes it. Yuki, was it? Here, this building has obviously had some drastic changes to be this new and shiny. Kisaragi, I'm sorry to ruin your mood, but I wanted to ask you a few more questions. Is that okay? Questions again? There's always so many. How many times will you keep asking them? I'm sorry, but I have to. There's a diary in the hidden room in the library. Did you write it? There was a diary in the back of the library? It's been a while since we came here. We're safe for the moment, but we can't get out. That's what it said. Do you remember? That note? Diary? That I know what I wrote? Kisaragi? I shouldn't be related. The more I delve into the info, the more my curiosity increases to know the truth. But I can't go back. What are you trying to say? I now am very lucky. Surprisingly, they survived, our friends. Were we able to do this much? What is? Now I can't tear it down. Not much time left before I have to do something somehow. Should I suppress it? Curiosity is endless. What to do? This is the one character where the kind of like iffy translations kind of work in his favor, because he's supposed to be a little off anyway. I don't know what to do. It will be ruined. That it is despair. Everything I did was in vain. Take it easy. If you don't know, you don't have to force an answer. I'm only asking. Yuki Maeda, you and the rest of them, believing in friends is good, so I'll believe. What is it? But you know, I could not let... I saw for a moment. Mikako. Arg, it hurts. Is this trust? That's why I believe deeply in my heart, and why? No, not yet. Kisaragi, why are you so flustered? Try to calm down. Well, is there something else? However, I must ask you something. Do you all suspect me? It's very difficult to say for the others. Rei suspects Yamato from the diary. Just from that itself, she suspects him as the mastermind. I didn't hear an answer, but there was a reaction. Yamato, I can't understand you, but I don't think we have much time, so I'll say it bluntly. We suspect you as the mastermind. You show up late, and we found out information about something called the Kisaragi Foundation in the school. I don't want to believe it, Yamato. I don't want to think you're the mastermind. Yamato, calm down and tell me the truth, please. Mastermind. Monokuma. Yes, that's Monokuma. It's not me. You should think about it, yes? This is a trap. It's not right. But if I try to give my side, it'd be difficult for them to believe me. That's probably that person said they'd get in the way. I don't know what you're going through, but you're suffering, Kisaragi, so I won't ask anymore. Kisaragi's brain seems damaged. Has he been like this since he was born? But what about that photo we found? How did a guy like this become the third leader of the Kisaragi Foundation? Monokuma probably put Yamato here to mess with us. I don't think there's any more information I can get from talking with him. It would just be a waste of time. Yuki is my friend. It would have been nice if he looked like this much earlier. However, it would have been nice if he was always like this. Huh? See, always like this. Like, something happened. I feel like there's something about Yuki and he doesn't remember. Everyone is fine. There's still hope. Yamato stopped talking and went back to his room. Yamato, he really is a mysterious guy, but he's not a bad guy or anything. I think he's just like us. Brain damage. I feel like Monokuma set it up for some reason. He tried to explain something to me, but it always ends up being nonsensical. Even so, it hasn't been long since I met him, but he called me his friend. Somehow it doesn't feel weird, Yamato's voice calling me a friend. Alright, can I track him down again? Maybe he moved just slightly over this way. Oh, yeah, there he is. Hey, bud. This guy's probably just like, why won't he leave me alone? Okay, how about... Let's see. I have a lot of donuts. Let's give him a donut. Donuts are a sign of true friendship. Yuki, do you have more questions? But you should know it's impossible for me to answer, no matter how much you ask. Haha, calm down, Yamato. I don't have any questions for you this time. Oh, that's great. That way you'll be pure when you don't know anything, so I will hang out with you, Yuki. Well, you're kind of in a gray area, but I'm sure if you talk to the others, they'll suspect you less. And they'll realize you're a good boy. Not a good guy, a good boy. Yamato, good boy. Yuki, until now, you've just been thinking about me and my condition, haven't you? That makes me happy. What? Yamato? So, I really hope you don't change how you are right now. That tone, you've been acting pretty normal. Ah, finally, this headache is alleviated. I heard there was a game room on the 3rd floor, casino. We should play for a bit. Come on, Yuki. Yamato. It was only for a short while, but Yamato talked quite normally. Soon after, he went back to behaving strangely again. Was I just imagining things? Still, I'm sure Yamato isn't a bad guy, or a bad boy. In some nostalgic way, I see him as a friend. I think Yamato feels the same way. I feel a deep bond, one which shows the close relationship between Yamato and myself. Although it was difficult to understand what he was saying, it was still fun playing darts with him. Oh, my FTE has been completed. That was... okay. That was fast. You have acquired Yamato's special ability, Permanent Organization. Neat. Okay. So I definitely should... I don't think I've hung out with Makaru. Maybe I did for one, even though I couldn't understand anything. So maybe, like, since my FTE with him has been completed, maybe some of the other ones have been translated, so I should check. I think mine with Akane has been completed as well. Just like yesterday, when it was nighttime, Makaru called us together. You get it now? I said it many times, but we can't stay long. It will probably be shorter than yesterday, because Monokuma's starting to notice the existence of this room more and more. No, maybe this will be the last time we're meeting in my room. Eh? Well, what do we do then, in the future? From now on, maybe there's nothing else to talk about anymore. What? It's nothing. If it's a matter of the room, don't worry. I'll try to make a new jamming suitable device in its place. Okay, more importantly, right now is about the second piece of information when Makaru was cut off yesterday. That's right. What was it that Rei-chan was so worried about? I felt uncomfortable in that moment. It was like a line of the self-esteem hit the sky limit. I thought Akane was going to say, "Aren't you worried?" I thought she was going to say it aloud, but unexpectedly, Makaru just quietly drew her breath. Listen carefully. I remember what you found about the Kisaragi Foundation, right? That same building. It's the place we're stuck in right now. That same building? We aren't in Hope's Peak Academy? No. What? This is not Hope's Peak Academy. Hey! Well. They're doing something different. So we're not in Hope's Peak at all. What? Huh? Are you kidding me? This isn't Hope's Peak Academy? Isn't it the fact that we each entered this building, was Hope's Peak Academy originally? That's true. Ray-chan said it was that too. We found a guidebook from Hope's Peak, and the structure of the building was the same too. No, at the time I only knew this, but that wasn't it. What in the world do you mean, Makaru? Why do you think that? What's this? Paper? The Hope's Peak Academy brochure. I found it on the 5th floor. This is a structure of the 2nd and 5th floors. What? As Makaru said, it was a brochure that showed the structure of Hope's Peak Academy. It seemed to be the rest of the 1st floor schematic that Makaru discovered on the first day we were here. As you guys said, the 1st floor of this building is identical to the one I found earlier, so I had no doubts that this was Hope's Peak Academy. But that was my mistake. If you take a good look at that brochure, Hope's Peak Academy brochure, just by looking at the first chapter, the structure diagram of the 2nd floor, we were able to understand the meaning of Makaru's words. What? The classrooms and library? And a pool? There's no pool, right? I feel so silly that I didn't catch that. That, like, there were certain things that look kind of similar from the original Hope's Peak. But yeah, I kind of love this, actually. That, like, if you've played the original Danganronpa, you should realize, like, wait a minute, something's off. The floors aren't the same. They don't have the same things that the original one did. I just thought that they were kind of taking creative liberties with it. Not only that, there's no power room in this document either. Looking back, the anxiety was slowly rising. I looked at the structural diagrams of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floor in turn. Now you understand that this place is not Hope's Peak Academy. Unbelievable. According to the Hope's Peak's brochure, the structure is as follows. On the 2nd floor, there are classrooms, a library, and a swimming pool. The swimming pool is equipped with changing room and I really like this, actually. They waited a long time to kind of pull that out, but, like, if you pay attention, it would make sense to be like, wait a minute, there's something off about this. But, like, I figured it was a fan game, so they kind of wanted to do their own version of Hope's Peak, but nah. They're like making the reference to, like, the original Hope's Peak, the one that we would know about. On the 3rd floor, there were classrooms, a lounge, an art room, and a physics preparation room. The lounge is equipped with entertainment, such as mini billiards and darts. Oh my gosh, the flashbacks I'm getting. The 4th floor, there were classrooms, faculty offices, headmaster's office, information processing room, a music room, and a chemistry lab. On the 5th floor, there were classrooms, a biology room, a natural farm, and an archery dojo. I loved the dojo as my favorite room in the original Danganronpa. I thought it was so nice. Like, Hope's Peak sounds like a great school when it's not being used to trap students inside and force them to play killing games. And the farm, that area, like a farm, to me it was more like a garden, right? It was like a botanical garden. That was really nice too. That kind of makes me want to play the first game again, man. There are similar facilities, but most of them are different. Even if the 5th floor is a completely different facility, then this isn't really Hope's Peak Academy. No, I'm not sure with only this alone, because the surveillance cameras were turned into a machine gun. Isn't it a possibility that the mastermind transformed the entire school? Of course, this isn't the only thing. Did you really expect I'll be easy on you? The brochure merely gave the final blow to the things that have been questioned. The things left as questions? There were quite a few. Where to begin? Yes, the first question I had when the 2nd floor was first opened. I was with Maeda back then, so you'd remember what Monokuma said in the power room. Power room? You mean that Hope's Peak Academy can't get energy from the outside? Correct. Isn't that strange? Hope's Peak, that's located in the middle of Tokyo, for some reason cannot receive energy from the outside any longer. Even if we assume that the outside world is a mess due to the worst and most tragic events in human history, wouldn't there be enough safety devices such as a minimum reserve power? But nevertheless, Monokuma said it was impossible. From this point on, I began to feel a little uneasy about this. Also, looking at the library and school's office, there were no books that could be found in normal schools. It's all just papers and dictionaries. Kinjo also mentioned that. I know Kinjo's probably still, like, knocked out, which is a little sus. But, like, I want him to come back. I feel like he provides a little bit of extra tension, and he's definitely interesting. It's like Yamato is kind of like his stand-in. When the 4th floor opened... So Kinjo and Yamato look very alike. Kinjo is knocked out in his room and we can't see him, and then Yamato shows up. Maybe there's a connection there? When the 4th floor opened and examined the office, it was the same as when Uhara found Maki's cell phone, and it was out of range. It's strange considering the location of Hope's Peak Academy. No way. The biggest question is still the appearance of the 5th floor. There were classrooms up until the 4th floor, but the 5th floor is a billion light years away from the school. You've seen it all, haven't you? Crucially, the structure of the 5th floor is very similar to the power room on the 2nd floor. Don't you think it's right to say that the original 5th floor was renovated for the school, on the contrary to the school was renovated? That was a very clumsy sentence. Then really, this isn't Hope's Peak Academy? I can't say with 100% certainty, but there's a high probability we were kidnapped from Hope's Peak Academy and mistakenly thought this building, which had a similar appearance, was Hope's Peak. If it's not Hope's Peak Academy, where are we then? Where do you think you are? A mark that we've seen countless times in this building until now. And where would you have this technology to renovate a building of this magnitude? You don't mean the Kisaragi Foundation. The Kisaragi Foundation, or a building owned by the Foundation, is highly probable. Then the mastermind that imprisoned us is a member of the Kisaragi Foundation too? But then Yamato Kisaragi, that person is the mastermind? I don't know. Considering the hypothesis of the memory loss, everything becomes a mess. Whether they're an ultimate student or whatever, even if you are God, it becomes impossible to find out the truth. Besides, the fact that there is no energy supply and there's no signal areas outside, it means that there's a high possibility that it's a place far away from a city. With the current notion, I have no clue. The more I found out, the more desperate I got. Maybe it's best if we just get out of here. Maybe we can survive. Why are you doing this, Makaru? What? Is that the extent of your ability? You said you were confident you would cooperate, but now you're just trying to give up in this despair? Don't be ridiculous, Maeda. I didn't say a word about giving up. I'm not so sure about that. Being so discouraged is already a halfway thinking like that. You were so angry this morning, so I was worried you might be getting pressured. Is this 100% the Makaru who always shouted at us, hanging her shoulders and drooping all over the floor, the real deal? You finished talking, huh, Yuki Maeda? Is she a robot? A stand-in? Maybe. Maybe there's also the Kisaragi Foundation. They do make AI, right? I said about how maybe that they'll have, like, robots versions of them. So, like, there has to be a reason that they're putting those bodies, like, in those chambers. Maybe it's to make AI versions of the people who've died. You two, what's wrong? Stop it. Why are you trying to fight? The situation's different now than when I shouted. You're just leaning on me now. When you get nervous, you pass the responsibility onto me. And now you're only seeing me whining? That's wrong. Even though I was surprised by the current facts, I haven't given up yet, and I have no intention of giving up. I haven't despaired yet. You're scared to be so angry, aren't you? Oh shit. If you don't know a thing, shut the hell up, Maeda. I'm saying this with all the more reason because I faced the situation. Now, even after hearing the despairing facts, I think it's a courageous act to say nothing is wrong. But that itself is reckless and stupid, not courageous, you stupid beggar. Realistically speaking, it's no different than committing suicide to just bump into each other like a fool, knowing that there's no more information, and there's no more answers to the situation we're facing now. Or what else? Are you saying you found out the mastermind, and found a trump card to overcome this? No, I don't know anything, but I'm also not reckless. I don't need to give up. Nothing will change if you get discouraged just because you don't have an answer. Before Kisaragi showed up, where did you go? You can't catch the mastermind with such despair in you. After this far, did you hear what I said up until now? These are the two things I found out after putting together all the information I found up until this moment. In other words, putting all the clues together, all we found out is we may be amnesiac, and that this isn't Hope's Peak Academy. This is it. It's all over. There are no more clues. All up to the 5th floor, which is the last floor, have already been opened, and in order for the locked ones to be unlocked, someone has to go and clear a class trial. But, wait. What? There was no mention of that, was there? Did Monokuma say that we needed to do a class trial in order to... I feel like she just kind of gave something away there. I feel like this is suspicious. Is this really Makaru, or is this an AI? Is she the mastermind? What's going on here? But since I promised to get out of here with you guys, no more murders should happen. Or what? Do you want a murder to happen? That's not what I meant. The only hope, Mikako Kurokawa, doesn't tell us anything. Aren't you angry when you guys say, let's work together, when you have to figure it out, even if we need to rush through? If you want to say something to me, do it after you figure something out to fix the situation yourself. Don't speak nonsense in your mouth without knowing anything, you stupid fool. Friendship over. What? You guys are fighting now? Monokuma. Great, he had to come anyways. I don't have anything more to say, so you all get out. Don't even come to my room anymore. Ray-chan. Hey, sorry if this is a bad moment. The surveillance camera, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a malfunction. What the hell do I care, you fucking bear shit? Get out of my room. Gah, scary. Makaru, I'll just say this. Hope is not to be, let's try this again. Hope is not to be found, but to be created. I think that's what they were trying to say. Don't forget. Makaru kicked us all out and locked her door. Looking at her attitude, I think she's going to distance herself from us again from tomorrow. We won't be able to enter her room anymore. Did we say something wrong? I fully understand Makaru's words and feelings. As she said, even if we summarize all the information we've obtained since then, the conclusions come out. Of course, those two conclusions are neither a clue to escape nor a clue to the mastermind. Rather, it was a fact that made us more confused. But is it fine to just be angry and discouraged by that? Of course, Makaru is also human. I understand that. She could get angry or nervous, but... I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. It's nighttime, so let's go to sleep. I'll think better afterwards. I don't know if this is... I don't think this is new. I hope it's not new. I remember there was a letter when we first got here, but... Oh, darn it. This might be... That might be important information, except I have no idea what it said. Amnesia, the Kisaragi Foundation. This isn't Hope Speak Academy? Confused information, and Makaru's angry face kept glimmering around her eyes. Her feelings grew so intense we had a serious fight with her. Akane and Teruya couldn't properly say whether her hypothesis was correct. It was too shocking. Kinjo still doesn't show any signs of waking up either. Damn it, for this? Satsuki didn't save us just to be like this. I forcibly calmed my unsettled heart and tried to fall asleep. Hey everyone, it's morning, 7 a.m., wake up time. Now then, let's spend it lively today too. In the blink of an eye, it's morning already. I was really upset last night. I should go eat first. Oh, Makaru's not hanging out with us anymore. Very lonely. Holy cow, so few people at breakfast time. The people in the dining hall are Akane, Teruya, Kisaragi, and me. Only the four of us. Makaru didn't come as expected. Ray-chan was here. A little before Maeda came here. Really? Yeah, as soon as I arrived, she just took the food out of the kitchen and left. I called out to her, but she left us without looking back, telling us to investigate on her own. She must have been very upset about yesterday. But I still don't think it's your fault. I still can't determine whose it was, but I really don't think it was anyone's fault. But if Makaru goes away from us again, it's going to be hard to be together. Can we really do this by ourselves? I'm sorry, Teruya. It's because of me. I'm not blaming you, Yuki. I thought yesterday Makaru was a little strange too. AI, she's a robot. What should we do from now on? I'm asking because I'm worried about this. Ray-chan's obviously nervous. We've never gotten close to her this much, but I can tell. She has a great sense of responsibility. Even when she was acting alone, she's done a more thorough investigation than anyone else to escape from here. She even promised to live together and escape with us. In the end, all the information we worked so hard to find was useless, because it was even more desperate information. Makaru felt a sense of being responsible. I shouted so loudly at her without knowing her feelings. Seriously, Maeda-kun, why are you blaming yourself again? As I said over and over, Maeda-kun is not wrong. Thanks, but even if nobody's at fault, there's still responsibility to take. Makaru has left us again. It's okay. Even if Makaru continued to help in the current situation, there wouldn't be much to do anyway. In the end, we're back to square one. I guess some things aren't going so well. Monokuma, don't just jump out on the seat next to me. What are you here for? Hoo-hoo-hoo. Well, a few days ago, I thought you were going to come up with a powerful return. It seems it was just an image back in that court. That's just pointless meddling. Disappear already. Hey, don't be like that. Is it not bad to eat with someone you know? Recently, I don't know what you've been doing on Makaru's room lately. The surveillance camera hasn't caused any abnormality since yesterday, and I'm going to go over it in more detail, especially since I'm suspecting some things. Well, it doesn't really matter if you find something out of a broken camera. I don't have to worry about a thing looking at that mood you guys have right now. Boo-hoo-hoo. I get it. The method of trying to separate us like that has already become unsatisfyingly long time ago, alright? The taste of the food's become lacking, so why don't you get out if you got nothing else to do? A deep kick. I didn't come here for nothing. I don't have anything to do with you guys, but I'm just here to check up on Kisaragi-kun's condition. Kisaragi? Kisaragi-kun, how's your body? No problem. The food melts. Due to the winding taste of the esophagus, the honey guest was swallowed. A pleasant feeling. Looking good. How's your mood? I thought you'd be really nervous. What, do I think? I wonder if I'll be okay. The last thing to offer said that kid? What? How confident can you be? It's questionable whether that'll change anything. Even if it's only one. You have a secret trick, Kisaragi-kun. That's interesting. I come and see. Good. Your role as a transfer student couldn't be more appropriate. Well then, let's see what happens next. What was that? Now he's gone. Well, I don't even know what Kisaragi is saying. In my eyes, it looked like Monokuma and Kisaragi were checking up on each other. Is it bad between them? If Kisaragi's the mastermind, shouldn't he be on good terms with Monokuma? I don't know. We probably won't be able to know that, no matter how many hours we think about it. It's better not to pay attention to them. There's no Makaru, Kurakawa's avoiding us, and Kinjo still fainted. It's just the three of us, but I don't think we should give up just yet. Let's continue investigating the school as we've always done. Hope is something we create with our own hands. Yeah, I agree. Maeda-kun is cheering us on, so I'll do my best. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try. If I find something, I'll let you guys know. Makaru distanced herself from us, but the investigation will still continue. We can never give up for our friends who've died so far. Don't give up until you can't muster any more power. I feel like I've wasted my chance of getting to hang out with Makaru. Hey, buddy! Whoa, Yuki, at a certain place I was. Let's stay crystal together. Uneasy, aren't you? No, we'll check up. But yeah, I think I've lost my chance to hang out with Rei. It was a very small window where I felt like she would have been friendly, somewhat friendly towards me, so... Alright, I guess I'm on the hunt to try and find... Gosh, I guess the only person I can really hang out with. I mean, I'll certainly try to hang out with Makaru if she's around. But I guess it would just be Teruya. Would be the only one. Maybe I'll go get some more gifts just in case. Also, I just like spinning. Oh, wrong place. I just like using the gift machine. It's fun. Oh, hey, perfect. Let me through, bud. Okay, there we go. Alright, so check the gift guide for Teruya, and the only thing I have that he seems to really like, not that it matters, because I can't understand him, is the housewife glasses, which is an odd choice for something that he would like. He's been kind of a forgotten about character with me. I'm basically just hanging out with him because I have so few options. I do have housewife glasses. Yes, I do. There we go. Oh, I searched the 5th floor carefully, but there are no more clues. One locked door in the record room that opens only when you enter a password. We can get in there, maybe we'll find something new. What? Did I just hear the door closing from the ballroom? I'll have to check. Hey, Kinjo! Eh? Kinjo? Kinjo, wait a minute, you're awake? He ignored me and left. Didn't he hear me? Kinjo just went out of the ballroom. When did he wake up? Rather, why go to the ballroom? No, you would need to look out for your body first. He's been lying in bed for almost 3 days. First, rather than pushing too hard, let's watch the situation for a moment. If I get a chance later at night, I'll tell the others about it. So do I have to, like, track him down? Where'd you go, Kinjo? Do I need to, like, maybe I need to go check the ballroom? I'll go check the ballroom. It's not the usual, like, music that plays when, like, the free time events are happening. Hey, will she let me hang out with her? She doesn't seem too happy about it. But I guess we did. Okay. Now, let's see. What will she like? Okay, I actually have quite a few things that she likes, and funny enough, the thing that is like her special gift that she really likes is the oversized plushie, which I have. I guess it makes sense, because there's like the teddy bear in her room, right? And they're like, why a teddy bear? So I guess she secretly likes cute things. What is this? No matter what you see, it's a giant teddy bear? I didn't ask for this. Why are you giving it to me? Don't be mad. Of course, I know Makaru hates things like this. Still, sometimes, I see you with such cute dolls like this. You are a woman after all. You're talking as if you're very smart, huh? How many times have I told you not to meddle? So, you're not taking the doll? Shut up. This thing... Fine. I'll take it. I'll take responsibility and throw it away because it's too much. Oh, she's gone. But even saying that, it seems like she was holding it very tightly. Oh, nice. Best gift, glasses of knowledge. It's already close to nighttime. I want to sleep already. Oh, something on the ground, a note? Nothing new is found today, but let's not be discouraged. The more important thing is to not give up. We'll surely find something tomorrow. Oh, now that I think about it, I have to tell everybody that Kinjo's awake. I forgot. It's best to talk when we all get together. At tomorrow's breakfast, probably best. If I go a little earlier, I'll get to meet Makaru. By the way, huh? Wait, there's a piece of paper on the floor. As soon as you see this, please meet me at the gym with everyone. Tsurugi? Is that Tsurugi? Kinjo? At some point, a note like this. 1 minute. Hey, have you received a letter from Kinjo? Huh? Makaru too? I just came into my room and checked it out. That bastard, what the hell is he thinking? About that, I was originally going to say it at breakfast tomorrow, but I actually saw Kinjo coming out of the ballroom earlier. It seems like he's been awake for a while. What? The ballroom? Why did he go there again? He asked me about the current situation. Eh? Did you know that Kinjo woke up? Did you talk to him? I was surprised too. He woke up suddenly without any warning and asked me to tell him what happened after he passed out with his dying eyes. I only told briefly the circumstances. Is he okay? He's calling us out at such a late hour. What do you think? He sent you a letter, Makaru, the other guys. Maeda, are you certain you saw him coming out of the ballroom? Huh? Yeah. I called out to him, but I don't think he noticed me. Let's go to the gym. Only bring Turi and Akane. Maybe he's thinking nonsense, that guy. What? Do as I say. It's not a matter of rushing or sleeping right now. Go to Akane. I'll get Turiya. Maeda, what about Taira? I don't know. She wasn't in her room, was she? Are you guys getting along all of a sudden? I thought we were gonna cut off. This is noisy, so I don't have time to explain it in detail right now. Let's find Taira later and continue alone. We have to hurry. She better be still alive. She better be... Oh, there she is. Thank goodness. Huh? What are you guys doing together? Oh, Akane, where have you been? I've been investigating the 5th floor since this morning, because I was determined today. I decided to keep investigating, except when I went to eat. In the end, there wasn't much to search for, but still, I'm sorry. That's fine. Just follow me quickly. Eh? Suddenly? To where? It looks like the crazy cop's woken up. Hurry up. Not psycho cop anymore, crazy cop. At Makaru's decision, Akane and Turia joined us. We decided to go to the gym. Because Makaru is such Because Makaru is in such a hurry, I started to get anxious for no reason. What are you trying to do, Kinjo? I feel like there's a reason to be a little anxious. Oh god, is he holding a gun? Kinjo. He's holding a gun. Oh god, Maeda, you're here. And the others, too. Kinjo-kun, calling at such a late hour. Moreover, I thought you just woke up, so what? Your face. It's all dark. What happened? Guys, also, the fact that he's holding a gun? Kinjo, what is that you're holding right now? What else? It's a gun. Gun? Maeda said he saw you coming out of the ballroom. In fact, you went to the arsenal, didn't you? Arsenal? Was the ballroom still open? I needed this, all of you. It's more of a decision, together with Makaru. It was something I could not have imagined until not long ago, when I was completely broken. Was? I think you still are, my dude. Everyone, you've gotten stronger, unlike me. What are you talking about, Kinjo? You're strong? The strongest among us. It's you. No, I'm weak. A weak piece of scum. Kinjo-kun, why are you doing this? Since you were in the ballroom, you've been weird. Your mind is broken, huh? let's introduce you to Yamato. He also has a broken brain. Makaru? The ideology he's been observing and adhering to all his life. Death can only be the same as death. A criminal is only a criminal, no matter the story. No matter the circumstances, no matter what. And there is no compromise. For this guy, Satsuki and Haruhiko must have been quite a shock, because they killed themselves in order to save others. Meaning, the beliefs he believed in were destroyed by Haru and Satsuki, and his mind was also destroyed? That's right. To be honest, even I was surprised by their willpower of sacrifice. Anyways, you just restored your consciousness. Are you trying to kill us with a gun now? Are you that crazy and trying to give up now? What? Again? Kinjo, do you want to do the same thing you did at the ballroom again? Am I wrong, Tsurugi Kinjo? Don't shut up now and say something. It is as Makaru said, but only 25% was correct. Does he want to be the one to die, but he can't kill himself because that would be like a crime? Question mark? But no, someone killing him would be a crime. What? It is as you said, Satsuki and Haruhiko's actions were incomprehensible, even more. Since Kinji Ohara's execution, I've been constantly reflecting on my own thoughts. Actually, I was feeling it vaguely. It's like my thinking was strange. I was just trying to rationalize myself by using the false excuse of protecting everyone. As a result, many people have died. Because of my garbage thoughts all this time, the others who I was able to protect were also put to death. So, what do you want to say? Even if you realize your mistake now, will the dead people come back? Makaru, don't keep irritating Kinjo. The one who's suffering the most right now is Kinjo. No, there's nothing wrong with Makaru's words. I'm responsible for what I've done up until now, and that responsibility is so heavy. That's why he wants to die, doesn't he? Oh, yeah, he's putting it at himself. I have to atone. Kinjo, what are you... Kinjo held the pistol he was holding upside down and aimed it at his forehead. Are you going to die? Even though I don't think this will be enough of an atonement for sure, at least I can't live and breathe on the lives of the people who died because of me. Because I'm a murderer. Kinjo-kun, wake up. You're not a murderer. I mean, the killer was me. I stabbed Kazuna-chan. I ran away in that state, and even made Ayame-chan die. It was me, so come back to your usual self, Kinjo-kun. Taira, I said a lot of harsh things to you, too. When I think about it, I wasn't really in a position to say that to you. Don't apologize. You're not being yourself right now. She's like, I liked it when you were mean to me. You stupid bastard. Do you think something like this will change anything? Did you just call us to show us something so stupid? Or is it that fun to watch? This has to be done in front of you, because I have to atone for you too. Kurokawa isn't here? Kinjo, please, come to your senses. We are no longer at the ballroom. Satsuki left us with hope, which means they don't want you to do this either. That's right. Rather than taking your own life, revealing the true nature of the mastermind and punishing them is the true meaning of atonement. Suicide is just an escape from reality. I'm different from you guys. I can't change my mind so casually like that. I can't understand you. Why are you thinking that way? You just realized your own mistake. If you know you're mistaken, you just have to prevent that from happening in the future. No, it wouldn't be so simple. For normal people it would, but for this guy, the idea of crime is the same as his own identity. In other words, the ideology that has been adhered to is destroyed. It's no different from denying one's own existence. Their existence is denied? Makaro said something like that a few days ago. The hypothesis that if we were in a state of lost memory, that she might have been the mastermind all along. When you realize that you're the mastermind, you would deny the existence you'd believed in. According to Makaro, the current state of Kinjo is no different from hers. Of course, your existence being denied is terrifying. It's terribly hopeless, because you're not who you say you are, but even so. Don't be stupid. Tsurugi Kinjo, don't try to die. No one in this world has to die. What do you think about human life is for, huh? Maeda's right. No one deserves to die, but I sold those people and made them kill. Higa, there was no intent to kill from the start, but the murder was induced by Monokuma's motive. Had he not been involved in such an incident, he would have lived a good life as a promising soccer player. Hatano, to prevent her friend from becoming the Blackened, she sacrificed herself instead. In fact, it's not an exaggeration to say she confessed from the very beginning like Satsuki. Uhara, he was threatened by Monokuma, and he had no choice but to kill to save the children's lives, trying to throw away the minority for the sake of many. Everyone committed murders, but no one was truly evil in the end. I dismissed the result of committing murder and judged it as evil, even after death. They all died tragically, unfairly, and horribly. I can't be the only one alive after this. This is the only atonement I can make. Jesus! I think the time has come to end it now. Everyone, I'm sorry. You guys have to stay alive and leave this school. Kinjo, don't mess with me. What is this atonement? No one wants you to die that way. Don't be so smug without knowing anything. What you're doing right now is just running away, turning your eyes from the painful reality. You're not garbage, and you're not pathetic. Maeda, in the end, it doesn't matter. It's not a difficult situation. If only I was an ordinary student, and not the ultimate police officer. Could I have been friends with everyone? He's not gonna actually do it, right? Like, someone's gonna step in. I'd be shocked. Could I have been friends with everyone? Kinjo, he's gonna do it. Holy shnikey. I was thinking, like, someone's gonna step in. Someone's gonna step in. Yeah, okay. I feel like this isn't like, the whole thing about the AI, that's gonna play a part in this. Like, what? Kinjo? No one could open their mouths anymore. It was so sudden, so simply. Kinjo pulled the trigger. There was no time to stop it. Is this a lie? A murder has occurred. A body has been discovered. So, that implies, because suicide doesn't count, so that implies that a murder happened. This doesn't, wait. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time has passed, the class trial will begin. So it is murder, it's not a suicide. The body discovery announcement. Body? That Kinjo? There's no way, right? Oh my, what is this? I can't believe Kinjo-kun is dead. Monokuma. Once the body is found, I rang the broadcast, but this is not a case or anything too complex. There's no sense in having a class trial. He just died with his own hands. He didn't. Huh? He's not dead. Kinjo isn't dead. Right, Maeda? Maeda-kun, Kinjo isn't dead. I mean, Kinjo isn't the type of person to die like this. Maeda-kun, I understand how you feel, but don't waste your breath. You can't live after putting a bullet in your head, right? This is a fact, of course, even if you don't check. Unless you have the reflect ability like a white-haired boy. What? Hoo. That's gotta be a reference to something. He isn't dead yet. Kinjo will survive. Kinjo's not dead. Stop it, Maeda. It's already over. We couldn't understand his heart, and we couldn't stop him. That's just it. Don't be ridiculous. Kinjo is not dead. We can't send him away like this. Fool, see for yourself. You have already, but can you admit it? Look, his heart stopped, just like this. Stopped. It's not? His heart is beating. What? Excuse me? He's alive? Kinjo-kun. Too bad we don't have Kanata with us. Anything is fine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's get Kinjo treatment. But this... Should I allow this? Don't talk bullshit and get the treatment right away, Monokuma. Are you going to leave us alone like in Kurikawa's state? I can't help it. Actually, I don't want to hold a class trial like this. Fine, I'll pick up the patient to the Monokuma General Hospital. Everyone, hurry up to the recovery room. Well, things have escalated. Monokuma, what happened? Kinjo? Well, it's a real shocker. The result of my diagnosis was the bullet that Kinjo-kun used was defective. As a result, the bullet smashed the skull and caused minimal damage to the brain. In the end, it didn't damage any important part of the brain. That means he's okay? Kinjo-kun is alive? Well then, this is what Dr. Monokuma guarantees. Since I did the surgery right away and passed the turning point, his life is no longer in danger. This feels like a good point for, like, an AI to take over. Right? I'm still on that. I will be until I'm disproven. I'm really glad. And a whole thing, too, about, like, Yamato looking kind of like Kinjo. They both might have brain damage, although Monokuma said that it seems like there was minimal damage. He's got a long lifeline. Seriously, I can only say this is really lucky, no matter how bad the bullet was. It kept the muzzle from hitting the forehead and avoided a fatal wound. Even more shocking at short distance. Maybe Kinjo is the true lucky student here. I'm glad. I'm so glad. I don't want to see any of us die again. Well, I don't know if this is really lucky. What? I definitely said his life is not in danger. It's just that what Kinjo-kun's life is going to be in the future, right? This is like Yamato with the brain. What do you mean? Explain in detail. What should I say? My condolences. The parts necessary for maintaining his life were unharmed, but the brain cells that maintained the cerebral memory were destroyed. I can't say for sure yet, but to put it simply, all his memories, abilities, and personal skills that Kinjo's developed over the course of his life may have been shattered into oblivion. What? One last thing. The fragments of the broken skull are stuck here and there. I extracted them safely, but even if he survives this way, he has the potential to be a plant human. I love that. Instead of a vegetable, he is a plant human. Either way, the situation is not a joke. What is this? Ridiculous. Becoming a vegetable? How the hell did you do this? Maeda, quit it. It's not Monokuma's fault. In fact, saving his life is close to a miracle. But Kinjo is... Maeda-kun. Yuki, there are things that just can't be helped. Nonsense. What the hell is this? It was all too sudden. No one would have wanted this. Did Kinjo really want something like this? I didn't have a clue. Guys, a body discovery announcement. What happened? Did it happen again? Mikako-chan. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. No one died. Monokuma was mistaken. Mistaken? Kinjo-kun put a gun to his head. I thought it was instant death for sure. He was lucky enough to not lose his life. I just finished the surgery in the infirmary. Kinjo did? Well, now I'm done, so I'll leave. Of course, since Kinjo-kun's still alive, there won't be a class trial. But you already know that. I like the fake out too, that caught me. So they're really going hard with this fifth one, man, like with the whole thing. Like, we're not actually in Hope's Peak, and also there was like a false body discovery, which I don't think has ever happened before. With someone trying to kill themselves and like not succeeding. After that, we kept quiet and shaken with each other. To such a shocking reality, no one was able to talk. Makaru, who'd been pursuing Kurokawa, also left Kurokawa in front of her eyes and went back to her room without saying a word. Kinjo is still alive, but he'd rather be dead. Why did this happen? Did we make a mistake? Why do we have to be the only ones to suffer like this? I stopped thinking and forced myself to sleep as soon as I glanced at my bed. I slept as if trying to escape reality. I felt like all the hopes Satsuki gave us and our resolutions were all in vain. I don't want to do anything anymore. We don't have any clues about the mastermind. Even my friend is in critical condition. But will it make a difference if I try even harder than what I've already done? In this despair, it's just excruciating. It shouldn't be like this. I know it's not okay. Hey everyone, it's morning, 7 a.m. Wake up time. Now then, let's spend it lively today too. I don't want to wake up. If I don't move like this, it will no longer be irreversible. Hey, Yuki, come out, okay? Teruya? What, you're here? I thought you were already gone. What's going on? I was about to go to the dining hall. It's because I was worried about you. Worried? Kinjo was taken down. Besides, our relationship with Mikaro just went out the window. Everyone's having thoughts while having big shocking events in front of them. I'm worried about the others too, but I'm mostly worried about you, Maeda. I mean, I guess you were the closest one to Kinjo, weren't you? Was I? Did it look like that to the others? I thought Kinjo was the one friendly with me. Is that so? Did you know that your expression wasn't a joke when Kinjo looked like that yesterday? It looked like you were going to commit suicide following Kinjo. What? I won't do something like that. I know, it was a joke. Bad joke, Teruya. Time and place, man. For that reason, I came to check your condition this morning. I think I did well to come. Haven't you been thinking bad things since yesterday? Ugh, is it that easy to understand seeing my face? Yuki, I want you to keep your mind strong. You give up, we're all in trouble. Teruya. I know this is not like me at all. Rather than reading too much on people, I'm the type to give up first. But if Haruhiko had been alive at this time, I think he would have acted exactly as me now. You remember. Forcing you to smile. Talking stupid things, too. I don't know if that was encouraging, but you should try to refresh a little. Relax for a bit. I'll be waiting at the dining room. Teruya, even though it was hard for you, as always, crying and calling out his father's name, and as always, Haruhiko in desperation, trying to make things funny and swearing at him. He's holding on to it. He clenches his teeth and tries to live on Haruhiko's will. Not just Teruya, Akane and Mikaro as well. I'm the only exception. Get your mind straight, Yuki Maeda. The truth is not far away. There's no such thing as an endless cycle. Let's not give up. Believing in that possibility has to be a way. Besides, that's all I can do. Oh, Kurokawa. Yuki. Hi, good morning. Where are you heading? 5th floor, to investigate. Her attitude towards me and the way she speaks was the usual Kurokawa, but I felt like she was being aware of me. Not just me. Kurokawa's been in this state ever since she went out of her room. Kinjo is okay? How is he? I don't know for sure. For now, there doesn't seem to be any danger in his life, so I can only hope he wakes up healthy. In fact, it'd be desperate to say he might become a vegetable man. I'm so sorry. The whole thing about, like, a plant person, a vegetable man. I know it's not a funny thing, but just the phrasing of it is a little funny due to the situation. It's Kurokawa who's more important right now. She was uncomfortable with each other all day long, and even the incident with Kinjo was dismissed. We forgot about it, but it was still clear Kurokawa knew something. Maybe it's because I made up my mind. It's only now that I understand Makaro's feelings. In the current situation where all breakthroughs are blocked and there's no hope, Kurokawa might know something, including the Kisaragi Foundation. Isn't her very own existence itself our only clue? Hey, Kurokawa, you know... Turn back. What? What do you mean? I don't know anything, even if you ask me. I don't think I'll listen to you. I haven't said anything yet. I can tell without saying. Stop doubting me. I can't tell you anything. You can't hear anything. Annoying brat. Ooh. Kurokawa? Do you know our current situation? Is that Yuki saying that about Kurokawa in his head? Do you know our current situation? Yuki? Oh, don't do this. We're colleagues. We've been investigating together. What kind of information are you trying to keep in secret so stubbornly? Go away. I don't know. How many times do I have to tell you? The last hope we have left is you, Kurokawa. Are you making fun of us now? Yuki, please. In a situation where there's no hope, and yet everyone is trying to stay bright, not giving up. Because the moment we get careless, we'll end up being in despair. If you know something, tell me. You don't even say in the situation? You're treating us like idiots. Am I wrong? Please, say something. Yuki. Don't pretend you don't know. I'm tired of this, because you know everything and you're going to try and fool us? Are you going to leave us now? Answer me, Kurokawa. Yuki, it hurts. It's like he got away from himself for a moment. I don't think that's going to help her feel comfortable around him. I just now... What did I do? Kura, don't come near me. Kurokawa, wait a minute. What did I... It's not Kurokawa's fault that we're in this situation, but I'm blaming her for not telling us something and putting all the pressure on her. Even though I knew it, I said such harsh things to Kurokawa. Damn it. Damn it. Why do things happen like this? Back to happy music again. I just made things more uncomfortable. Because of Kurokawa, my heart, which had barely calmed down, began to shake again. It shouldn't be like this. Everyone's so working hard, but I can't be the only one to fall into despair. Control your emotions. I'll definitely apologize to Kurokawa next time. If there's a next time, unless she dies. Because we still have to have somebody die. We gotta have a fifth-class trial, right? I gotta keep working hard as well. They did the fake-out with Kinjo. Everything will be fine. Kinjo, he'll recover without a hitch, and we'll be able to find a clue. Stay bright as possible. Guys, good morning. Uh-oh. What's waiting for me here? Oh, okay. I was waiting for something bad to happen. Guys, let's eat quickly. We need to investigate. Yeah, of course we have to, but Maeda-kun, you seem very motivated for some reason. Really? Isn't that good? It's 100 times better than being saggy. In my eyes, it looks like you're trying too hard. She called him a tryhard. Hey, that's not it. By the way, I thought Makaro wouldn't be around. Are we eating together again? Don't be stupid. It's just that I'm late to breakfast, so my timing just messed up with you guys. If I keep up with your pace, I won't be able to get out of here. But whatever, we've decided to work together for once. Because Kinjo's like that too. He needs to hurry up and get back in shape. He comes to his senses and listens to us. Back to cooperation. Really? I thought Rei-chan would definitely get mad and never talk to us again. Don't get me wrong. As long as you hit a wall, there are limits to what you can do on your own. Oh, I see. I only heard the information Makaro knew, but now it's a different day, in a state of not knowing anything. It makes us work together to investigate. This was amazing. We wouldn't give up without being fed up with despair, but still, good things happen. Kinjo didn't wake up, Kurokawa didn't confess, and we didn't find any clues. But it was definitely a good thing that we could get back together. Ha ha ha, he's just lost his mind. Maeda-kun, why are you laughing all of a sudden? Nothing, I'm kinda happy. Eh? Explain yourself, you bastard. After roughly eating, we gathered to decide on what to do in the future before we continued to investigate again. First, as long as we know that all the information we got so far is useless, we'll have to collect new information from now on. New information. But to round off a little bit, it's already been a month since we've been like this. We've only been able to investigate this much, but will we be able to find something investigating as usual? Of course, nothing is easy, so first of all, we'll have to sort out certain information. Wait, is it okay to wait for a minute? What, stop talking? No, that's not it. I mean, the surveillance camera. Oh, that's right. We're still... Oh, what do we do? Maybe first to Rei-chan's room. I said my room wasn't going to be used anymore, right? Don't worry, fools. Do you really think I wasn't prepared for anything? As Makaro said that, she pulled out a sloppy switch from her pockets that had multiple circuits shown. What is that? This is a portable version of the jamming device I used in my room. You can make whatever room you wish with just a push of a button by sending the jammer to the nearest camera. That's incredible. Rei-chan, you surprise me every time. Now, why would she have this, right? The Kisaragi Foundation makes all sorts of, like, you know, devices, and, like, they're all about the science and AI. Why would she have this? Maybe she is secretly, like, did she create this herself? Did she get this from Yamato, the ultimate inventor? Like, it seems a little sus, is what I'm saying. I didn't think you'd be an ultimate inventor, too. How do you make these? I only know how to make these. There are parts overflowing here and there. If you understand the principles of cameras and an eavesdropper, you can come to this level at university class. University class, even though we're still in high school. Anyway, we can talk freely, but it'll be a matter of time before Monokuma notices. Then, going back to what we were talking about, you said you found solid information? Yes, as Tyra said, there are no more clues left in this building. No matter how much you've been running around looking for them, there won't be anything extra to find. Meaning, from now on, we have no choice but to pick the rest of the clues that are considered remaining and come to clear them up in one go. What are those clues? One time I mentioned it before again and again. There are some facts only Kurokawa knows. Mikako-chan is one of those clues. Maybe she knows the full story of this incident we're caught up in. She could be the only one who knows that much important information. And then there's just Yamato just in the corner vibing, just eating his food. However, for some reason, she doesn't want to tell us. She's been clinging to... Because if they think he's the mastermind, they're speaking so openly in front of him about this. You think they'd be wanting to go somewhere away from him. For some reason, she doesn't want to tell us. She's been clinging so tenaciously to make it go away. She just keeps avoiding us more and more. I felt the same way when I met Kurokawa a little bit before coming to the dining hall. Because of my impatience, I apologized that I'd done something wrong to her. But now we have to focus on thinking about the measures. At this point, you might think that it's not that she doesn't tell, it's that she really can't. In any case, relying on her is no longer a wasted effort. So what, there's no way anyone else knows anything about it? Are you sure? Huh? There's one, the person who's eating breakfast over there. Kisaragi-kun. Isn't it obvious? It's almost certain that the Kisaragi Foundation was involved in this crime, and he's from the Kisaragi family. But the problem is about his head having issues. There won't be a conversation at all, right? Did you guys have a serious conversation with this guy? Hey, talk to me. Let me talk to him. We're besties. I don't understand him, but maybe he'll tell me stuff. He might be weird, but from my point of view, that guy's perfectly normal. I think I understand a little bit, but do we really not know anything? Besides, if the amnesia really is there, as you said, that's just an assumption. Moreover, nothing will change unless you try. Shouldn't we be looking at all possible methods? You're right. So, with Mikako Kurokawa, who's reached the peak of her alertness, let's put her aside for a moment, and let's hear something from him first. Makaru, so you say that you're gonna run straight at him? We don't have time to mess around. In the first place, there's a limit to the jamming of the surveillance cameras, and we should move as soon as possible. So, I don't know if you've heard us, Yamato Kisaragi. Shall we talk for a moment? Hey, are you listening? Makaru? What? Yuki, Akane, Teruya. What? Kisaragi-kun, something seems off. Makaru, Mikako? What happened all of a sudden? What are you trying to say? Where's Mikako? How am I supposed to know? Don't go screaming and making a mess. Mikako Kurokawa, you mean? If it's her, I met her a while ago. She said she was going to the 5th floor to investigate. Well, we know where he's going. What's going on? Kisaragi-kun, didn't he suddenly seem normal just now? Yeah, I noticed too. Hey, let's go after him. Why, Makaru? Stop idling. Something's fishy here. Makaru was feeling restless. Yamato Kisaragi suddenly became strange. Or, it's more like he suddenly became normal for a moment. What is this? Is it a harbinger of something? Leaving that question behind, we decided to follow Kisaragi. Kisaragi must have gone to see Kurokawa. Kurokawa said she's going to investigate the 5th floor, so she'll be there. It seems everybody went ahead. I need to hurry too. Guys, did you find Kisaragi? Maida-kun, that's... What happened now? What happened? What is... Oh no. Uh-oh. There was blood, no matter where we looked. But wasn't the 5th floor originally with dried blood stains? It wasn't just me, the blood. It wasn't dry. The blood that was spread and smeared from the beginning was warm blood that had just been spilled. This is a lie, right? Maybe? That's not it. Well, maybe something else? There were bloodstains running from the lab down to the record room below. This blood wasn't originally from the 5th floor. It's a new bloodstain. What are you talking about? Don't run away from reality, you guys. Don't you all know that too? Even if you tremble, there's only one path ahead of us. Someone shed blood from one of us. What else could it possibly be? I can't. Is it a phrase you use at a time like this to say that you'll turn your eyes blind? The last execution of Satsuki. The thing I thought would never happen again. Man, if there is going to be a dead person already, this is happening very quickly. Like, more quickly than usual. A murder happened. Again. Another person died, and we have to go to the class trial in order to uncover the killer. Don't be ridiculous, damn it. Maida-kun. First, we need to understand the situation. Teruya, go to the infirmary on the 1st floor and check to see if Kinjo's okay. Maida and Taira, follow me to investigate the 5th floor. Yeah, alright. If you look at the blood spots, you'll notice something happened in the laboratory, in the record room. So let's take a look at those first. Taira, you go to the lab. Maida, you follow me to the record room. Okay. Maybe it's another fake out? But I don't know. Ugh, the floor's sticky. A lot of blood seems to be flowing out of the record room. I don't know who the owner of this blood is, but they spilled this much. Maida, you might as well be prepared. Is it going to be Yamato? Or is it going to be Makako? Or is it going to be Kinjo somehow? I want to believe it's not going to happen. We've been asked from Satsuki to deliver hope just a few days ago. We made a decision, so I thought no more murders would happen, and I firmly believed it, but that was our mistake. When did the 4 cases that occurred so far come with notice? Murder always comes unexpectedly and suddenly. It was the law. There was no more reason to say that there would be no more murders, and I was being negligent without basis. I should have known what would happen in the end. By the way, Makaru, come to think of it, I thought we couldn't go into the record room. We need a password. It's true. Perhaps only the Kisaragi Foundation officials know the password. Then the person who organized this crime couldn't enter the record room, right? This blood could be forgery, as it was in Yamaguchi's case. And in reality, the incident happened somewhere else? It's unreasonable if you think about it normally, but why don't you reconsider after the fact of chasing after him? You mean Kisaragi? Oh. Yes, Yamato Kisaragi. I don't know if Tori has checked on Kinjo properly yet, but if Kinjo's safe, there are only 2 people who are not here right now. Kurokawa said she was going to investigate the 5th floor, and Kisaragi, who followed after Kurokawa. In a sense, yes, but I don't think it's weird that both of them knew the password to the record room. Anyway, it's highly likely that this blood is the blood of one of them. It can't be. Damn it. Damn it. What do we do? How can we open this door? Besides that, do you remember what Monokuma said when the 5th floor opened? If someone is already in the record room, the door won't open, even if you put the correct password. Oh, that's right. The 2 of them are stuck in the record room. This is no joke. This is an emergency. Monokuma! Hey, Monokuma, come out. Yes, thank you for nominating me. It's Monokuma-san, who crawls and runs whenever you call, anytime. Monokuma, open this door right now. Something big might have happened in there. It's an emergency, so we could use your help. Moreover, don't you already know what happened anyway? Huh? Well, what happened? Of course I know, but it's a little difficult to comply to Maida's demands. What? Why? I don't know the password either. What? Not even I know the password, but my powers don't work at all in the record room. Meaning, no matter how much I try, I can't open this door. It's not that I don't want to open it, it's that I can't open it. Still, somebody may be bleeding and dying in that place. You mean we can't do anything? Still, the situation right now is quite tense. If a murder's happened and you can't enter the crime scene, this has become an unspeakable hoax. I'll give you one hint. The door leading to the record room is in fact not the only door. Not the only one? Maybe. There. Pooh, Makaru-san seems to have noticed something already. Maybe it's the library. The extra, like the bonus room, or the hidden room in the library. Now that you know, you won't need my help. The sight you will soon see, I'm already looking forward to as much as it will drive you into despair. What? It seems the finale's not so far away. Come on, stay strong. Or, storm. Ha ha ha. Be quiet. If my guess is correct. Oh, Kinjo! Is that why Kinjo was coming out of the ballroom? And we hadn't... My guess is correct. Makaru, can't you at least explain? This is... In the center of the dance hall, a white cloth hung from the railing at the top, as if someone had climbed upwards. My prediction was correct. I think the door you can see above me is probably the one that leads to the record room. How'd you find that? Around the time I was in the ballroom, I kept worrying and more concerned about this. I wondered if the upper door was connected to the 5th floor. But after escaping from the ballroom, the 5th floor was opened, yet there was no room on the 5th floor that led to this door. Except for the one and only record room that hadn't been investigated. It's true, but what is this cloth? What about it? It must mean someone entered the record room one step ahead of us. For now, let's not worry about the slightest things, and check the inside of the record room. What are you standing there for? Come on, hurry up. We got no time to waste. Go in. Inside here, there may be somebody bleeding or collapsed on the floor, maybe already dead, but we still have to prepare ourselves, because despair must not stop us anymore. This is the record room? Isn't it similar to the ballroom? This is the door. The back really goes to the record room. Makaru, don't you smell something weird? Did you notice too? The smell of gunpowder and the smell of blood. It was the embodiment of death. This death feeling that has already been experienced 4 times before. Beyond this gate, the aura of death overwhelms us with a terrifyingly powerful force. But we have no other choice but to open it. I'm gonna guess that Yamato is gonna be the one dead. Or Kinjo would be pretty wild if somehow the body went from, like, the 1st floor to the 5th floor. But we have no choice but to open it. It's already when somebody's disappeared. No more. You can't run away anymore. This reality, there's no other choice but to face it. When I opened the door, there was a sealed staircase. I jumped 2 steps up the very short stairs, and within a few seconds, a door with the word emergency exit tag on it appeared. As we opened the door, a mechanical gray fluorescent light greeted us, and at the same time, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Makako! And, it's her standing over him. Oh. That threw me off, whereas, like, I saw Makako covered in blood and, like, no expression on the face. And then scroll down, like, wait a minute, what? An incomprehensible sight. Mikako Kurokawa standing with blood all over her body, and the body of the ultimate inventor. My bestie! Ugh. Like, I just became best friends with him, and then he has to die. The body of the ultimate inventor, Yamato Kisaragi, who could no longer breathe, appeared. Kurokawa? Eh? You? What did you do? A body has been found. After a certain amount of time, the class trial will begin. Yamato? Yorikawa, what the hell happened? How the hell did this happen? I mean, it seems pretty cut and dry, but we know it's not going to be that simple, right? Especially the 5th class trial? Kisaragi's death, a bloody Kurokawa. In this chaotic situation, I couldn't remember how much time had passed afterwards. I only have fragmented memories of Akane and Turia running after hearing the announcement of the body, and telling them how to enter through the ballroom because they couldn't enter through the front door. And now, everyone is gathered in the record room, except Kinjo, who lost consciousness. All the survivors of this school of murders we have. Mikako-chan, I'll clean up the bloody stuff. Are you okay? It's fine and all, but is that the time to say that? I mean, he's dead. Kisaragi. Doesn't that mean the culprit is among us? Who could it be? According to Turia, he said there was nothing wrong with Kinjo, but it'll be a miracle if that guy opens his eyes now. Meaning only 5 people here could commit the crime. 5. That's the number of people breathing in the spacious building. Among so few people, there's a culprit. But look, Maeda-kun, Otori-kun, Rei-chan, and me. Didn't the 4 of us? Haven't we been together since this morning? Yeah, since the last time we saw Kisaragi, we were all together. Who was the last person we've met since Kisaragi died? And also the one covered in blood, you know, standing over the body. And more importantly, Kurokawa was alone at the scene, and her body was covered in blood. I know it's not going to be that simple, but there's nothing more to see here. We don't even need a class trial, don't you agree? Shut it, Turia. We don't know until we investigate. As long as we have time, we must before the class trial. But look at reality. No matter who the culprit is, the murder doesn't change. Soon it will be his turn to appear. His turn? Did you call me? Have you all calmed down? Can I start slowly? Monokuma. Yes, you didn't betray my expectations either. I put a lot of effort into this motive. I almost thought, what if the murder doesn't happen? It was a little bitter, but it unfolded just as I hoped, and the endorphins were ejected. Yahoo! What do you mean good? What the hell do you think about humans, Monokuma? Kisaragi-kun. We didn't meet him for very long, but they were still a classmate like us. I believe it, before we even got a chance to get along properly. Why are you even mad at me? I didn't kill him. And friends, you say? Hehehe. Such a tearful friendship. Still, everything already happened, right? What you should do now is not shed tears as you mourn your friend's death, but rather uncover the truth of the incident and punish the culprit, right? The same as always. That's right, I'll give you the Monokuma File 5. Investigate hard and try your best to clear the class trial. Again? You mean we have to do it? That terrible trial? Again? Still, we can't run away. We started now. We can't stop here. That's fine, but something's wrong. Huh? Monokuma, it's you. You seem a little different than usual. Doesn't it look like you're rushing something? What? Really? If Makara-san felt that way, maybe that's it, right? Hoo-hoo-hoo. Well, who cares what I do, because the fact that a murder happened doesn't change. Skipping over, but as Monokuma said, there's nothing we can do about it, since it's already happened. Let's do this. We don't have the time to stop here. You must not run away. You guys made up your mind when you left the ballroom. You know it by now. That we'll never give in to despair. Rei-chan. How come it's like the first thing we said? Well, it was pretty good, though. What has already happened. We can't turn back time. Like everyone said, we can't lose to despair anymore. Are we awkwardly gonna let Mikako, like, investigate with us? That seems a little, like, I don't know. It's just like, you just stay in the corner, we'll investigate. Unexplained points and uneasiness still haven't gone away, but we decided to fight the despair again in order to win the class trial that was right before our eyes. Kisaragi. His body was at a level I couldn't even open my eyes to see. His chest was severely damaged, and his internal organs were much more visible. It's like he was hit by a grenade. In truth, we didn't really know much about him. I wanted to know about him, but due to a brain abnormality, it was impossible to have a proper understanding. The time we were together was absurdly short. Still, according to Makara's hypothesis, it's just that we didn't remember, and Kisaragi may have been our friend too. And even if they weren't, it was hard to react so casually to someone's death that you've been in touch with for in so little time. Kisaragi, I wanted to know you a little bit more. Come to think about it, the last time we saw Kisaragi at the dining hall, he seemed to have changed for a brief moment. No, the case comes first. Let's put all these questions behind us, otherwise we'll die. First, as always, let's check the Monokuma file. The victim is Yamato Kisaragi. Estimated time of death was approximately 8:30 a.m. The cause of death was due to shock from a laceration, a huge hole in his chest. No other injuries were found. This is the end of it? Of course, the Monokuma file is less informative, but this one is especially bad. Well, let's summarize the information that can be confirmed with this. The time of death was 8:30 a.m. It was around 15 to 20 minutes when Kisaragi left the dining hall to find Kurokawa. It can be said that there's no contradiction regarding the time. The problem is that someone killed Kisaragi within 10 minutes or so after leaving the dining hall. No, let's not blindly doubt. As Makara said, it's never too late to do this at the class trial. As it seems obvious, there's a high possibility that there are facts we don't know. Other than this, there was only a brief description written, not even an object believed to be the murder weapon. If we think about this in reverse, the weapon itself might be highly related to the case. We already know it from experience. Since the time of death itself was a trick, there was a Monokuma file that hid estimated time of death. For now, if it's like this, there doesn't seem to be any indications that would make our thinking from left to right. Let's focus on that. Kisaragi's dead body. Kisaragi's eyes were open and empty. He looked like a high school student, no different than us. The handsome face with distinct features was so straight that my brain didn't think it was strange. Well, I can't figure it out by just using the Monokuma file. I'll have to check it out. Kisaragi's body was more severely damaged than the deaths of my friends I'd ever seen. It was so cruel that I got goosebumps just looking at it, like a brutal splatter movie scene, but I can't turn my eyes away. I have to make up my mind and investigate anything we can check. As written in the Monokuma file, the flesh on his chest is completely torn apart. So terrifying that I don't know how to describe it. Is that it feels like to be exposed to dynamite or a grenade at very close range? Of course, if that happened, not only the chest, but the whole body would fly away. In the case of Kisaragi, the degree of the wound in his chest was too large, but the rest of his body was fine. The Monokuma file also said there was no trauma other than to his chest. The problem is, I can't even imagine what method to use in order to create a wound like this. For now, since the ballroom's still open, I can think of it as one of the many weapons in the arsenal. Wouldn't it be impossible to detonate only the chest with such precision with a bomb? Not to mention the time for the crime is way too short for such meticulous work. Anyway, what is certain is Kisaragi died from this wound, and no more wounds are found. Let's talk with everyone at the class trial about it. As of now, there seems to be no way to speculate on this abnormality. Bloody cart left in the corner. Oh, a cart, like he was transported. This cart, isn't this something from the lab? So maybe this is a body that was placed here? Certainly was something we saw in the lab. The fact that this cart is so bloody. Was it used to carry a dead body? It's large enough to carry one person, and although it's a bit difficult, it seems that you could climb places such as the stairs by lifting the handle. Actually, I was concerned about it a while ago, but there was blood in the hallway of the 5th floor. We found that if they had entered the record room through the ballroom, could they not have shed a drop of blood while carrying the body there? I've always thought it was weird, but it's not impossible if you use this cart. No, I don't know exactly where Kisaragi died yet. If it was hidden after entering the records room, the blood might not matter at all. If we look at it that way, the fact that this cart is in the record room itself means that it's climbed the railing of the ballroom? Does that make sense? More and more confusion grows in my mind. Either way, the presence of a cart and blood in it means that it was involved in the case in some way. Let's keep it noted. The kitchen knife is clean. Yeah, strange, right? So it's like, I feel like there was another situation that was similar to that in another case, where it's like somebody was standing over the body. So she's got blood all over her, but the knife itself, there's no blood on it. This is the knife Kurokawa. It's like she was, like, went into a weird, like, state, and then someone just placed her there and put the knife in her hand and just stood her over his body. This is the knife Kurokawa was holding when the body was found. Did Kurokawa really, with this knife, to Kisaragi? Why Kurokawa? Before that question, I first felt something odd with this knife. The Monokuma file I read a while ago, clearly it said there was no other trauma than the chest hole, right? It was clearly written that way. Besides, just looking at Kisaragi's corpse in front of me, there's no traces of the use of a knife, and not just on the corpse. When I looked again, the knife itself is clean without a drop of blood on it. Is this it then? This knife is simply for distraction? No, but then why was Kurokawa holding the kitchen knife in the first place? I shouldn't do this. When I start to think like this, I continue to doubt only Kurokawa. Let's not get caught in our prejudices until we go to the trial. Didn't we already experience this 4 times before in the previous trials? Kurokawa wouldn't have been holding this knife for no reason. Let's make a note of it. Hey, Maeda-kun, I have something to tell you. Akane, did you find out something? No, rather than finding, I'll tell Rei-chan about it later. Do you remember? When Rei-chan asked me to go check out the lab? There was pieces of flesh. Pieces of flesh? What are you talking about? I don't know. It was a few or the size of a mass of flesh. They were formed in a huge clump. It was so grotesque and bizarre, I almost fainted on the spot. I was trembling and tried to calm down and let you all know, but Maeda-kun and Rei-chan were already gone. Wait a minute, bloody flesh? Isn't this related to Kisaragi's death? Yes, I've noticed too. The only wounded among us were Kisaragi-kun who died. But doesn't that mean Kisaragi-kun died in the lab? I don't know for certain to this point, but at least I'm pretty sure that the culprit did something to them in the lab. Akane, thank you. Thanks to you, I have an important clue. It's okay, after all, it's thanks to Rei-chan that told me to go to the lab. Well then, I'll tell the other guys about it too. Still, there are many restrictions in the records room, so I was just wondering about the place Kisaragi died. If Akane's words are true, there's the possibility Kisaragi was also murdered elsewhere and brought to the records room. Since Akane informed me, I'll go check the laboratory directly a little later. Maeda, is it fine for a minute? No, even if it's not okay, listen up. Huh? Well, it's fine, but why? Have you tried talking with Mikako Kurokawa? No, not yet. She looked shocked about this. I'll be completely honest, I can't think of anyone other than Kurokawa as the culprit in this case, if we consider from the perspective of the elimination method. What? Wait a minute, wasn't Mikaro the one who said to investigate since we don't know this yet? As I said, this is only the elimination method. Of course we have to investigate. But look at this. The victim, Yamato Kisaragi, ran out to find Mikako Kurokawa while we were all together. After that, we were all together until that guy was found dead. It wasn't like this until we arrived at the 5th floor hallway that something had already happened. Until it happened. Teruya went to go see Kinjo, and Taira went to check on the laboratory, right? I asked them, so it'd be impossible to break up with us and then commit murder. And even before I asked them, the hallway on the 5th floor was already covered with blood. Kinjo, Teruya said he was safe. It's more like he's been fighting his own mind than being safe, but I can't see him being involved in this crime. You're right. After all, what Teruya said a while ago is wrong, but nothing is amiss. The only one capable of committing this crime is Mikako Kurokawa. If you think this far, there are two possibilities. One is the real culprit is Mikako Kurokawa. The second, other than Mikako Kurokawa, overturned all her doubts toward her, and they are all laughing behind the whole scheme. Then all of this was planned? Actually, everything seems a bit vague. Neither of them have definitive conclusions. The incident itself is very unusual and abnormal. We still need to do more investigation. For real. However, there's one thing with certainty. Mikako Kurokawa is the only one who doesn't have an alibi. She doesn't have an alibi. Then, does this mean it's meaningless to consider this case based on an alibi? If anyone other than Kurokawa is the culprit, that means they've been walking alongside us all along and committing the murder. Anyways, let's investigate further. Makaru, thank you for the information. I didn't really tell you anything worth deserving your thanks, did I? Now, the real problem is bigger than you can imagine. Hold your mind steady and investigate. Alright, time to go, oh, am I not able to go see Mikako? What? I can't even go see her. God damn it. It's blocked by this knife. This knife that apparently I can't step over to go and see her. This is the knife Kurokawa dropped. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Besides, Kisaragi's body did not sustain any stab marks or any sign of it, so I don't know the meaning of this knife. Alright, well, I guess I gotta go check out the lab then. The entrance to the records room, without entering the ballroom. You enter normally, this would be a normal passage leading to the 5th floor hallway. Also, it doesn't open from the inside. The door to the records is locked with a password, so it seems impossible to open it from the inside or outside if you don't know the password to it. Moreover, oh, I don't know why it skipped. As long as we're here, even if we enter the password, it won't open. Makaru. I don't know about the others, but you and I know, right? Only one can enter, and if two or more try to enter at the same time, the bulkhead will come down to block this. That's right, yeah. I didn't even tell them that when we reported on the investigation. Perhaps the place we're standing right now is where the bulkhead's lowered. What? Then we should get out of here. What if the wall suddenly comes down and we get hurt? Don't make a fuss over it. Monokuma did the same thing, right? After all, the second bulkhead will be lowered after entering the password. It's safe now. What's more important now is the structure of the records room. Only you can enter alone, because this fact itself could have a profound effect on the case. Is that so? Should we care more about the door of the entrance to this room? Or much? I mean, we all don't know the password, and we can only access it through the ballroom. If it wasn't for the most likely suspect and victim, I wouldn't care. What? No big deal. Anyway, it's good to remember the rules of entering the records room. 1. Only one person can enter. 2. It won't open if someone's already inside. 3. If two or more enter at the same time, the bulkhead comes down. Remember this. You'll have to explain it to the others, too. That means you're asking me to explain it? Makaru, can't you do it? Remember. Okay. We have access to the ballroom, so I thought the records was good with just that. If we listen to Makaru, it seems the records room will be an important place, more than I thought. Let's keep that to memory. I'm so frustrated I can't go see Mikako. What the heck? Alright, well, I guess we'll have to go the long way. Oh, hey, Teruya. The second floor of the ballroom is connected to the records room. As for the cloth outside, how did the culprit know about this? Well, Makaru noticed it right away, so it might not be so strange. Maybe Makaru is the killer. I was just joking. I'm a grown-up now. I won't do anything rash. It's true. Okay, so nothing else from him. The cloth was attached to the railing so we could go upstairs. With this cloth, we were able to enter the archives. This cloth's been set already when Makaru and I, who first checked the records room, entered through the ballroom. Then, as expected, the culprit must have installed it. I felt it when I first climbed it, but it was tied really well. Not only that, the texture of this cloth, I think I touched it a lot somewhere. Anyway, without this cloth, you can't go in or out of the records room, so let's be careful. Now I'm trying to think of where that cloth could have been from. The person who installed this cloth is most likely the culprit. With this alone, this cloth itself could be proof. Let's keep it noted. Okay, ballroom white cloth. So was it from the dining room area, I'm assuming? Can I go check that out? Does it really matter? Okay, I can't look at it anyway. So, alright, we need to go to the lab on the 5th floor. Oh, the investigation to the records room has not been completed. Okay. There's probably something I missed from the room we just left. Probably can't go in here. No. Alright, we gotta go back. Or maybe if I go around this way? Oh, geez, I just had to go slightly down this way. Oh my gosh. I'm so dumb. I was like, why would they block me from Makako? Kurokawa. When Makaro and I found the body, Kurokawa was standing in front of Kisaragi holding a kitchen knife with her whole body covered in blood, as if the murder scene had just been discovered. Since Kurokawa hadn't said a word, what in the world happened? What's the truth? Did Kurokawa commit murder? Yuki. Huh? What is it? The things you want to say, I know it. What? Because I know. Don't ask me anything now. As she said that, Kurokawa handed me a small notebook. What is this? Yamato. Kisaragi had a notebook. Eh? 0430. Alright, so that's probably going to be the password to the records room. Looking over the notebook Kurokawa handed over, I found a page with a number written on it among countless blank pages. 0430. Kurokawa, this is... Don't ask me anything. But Kurokawa, even when we found the body earlier... Please, not now. Don't ask me. I know nothing. She's about to face a life-threatening class trial and was probably at the center of this case, and yet she tries to push it back somehow. Couldn't take my heart away from Kurokawa's expression like that. Still, this number Kurokawa gave me, no matter how much I think about it, if it's related somehow to the incident. Then this is the password to the records room. Kurokawa seems to have left a great clue. I'll check this password a little more later. For now, let's continue to investigate. Alright, so that was it for now. I think I've examined everything in regards to the record room. I searched as much as I could, but I found very little. Damn it. To begin with, the case itself is somewhat strange. I feel a sense of contradiction within itself. I didn't feel the previous 4 cases to be normal, but I felt something foreign compared to the previous ones. I can't help but complain. Since Monokuma hasn't made their broadcast yet, there's still time remaining. And then there was also something I heard from Akane. There was some flesh pieces in the lab. Let's check that out. Okay, good. It's just taking me right there. Excellent. It's really like Akane said, bloodiness. It feels wrong. This is the flesh Akane mentioned? As Akane mentioned, a chunk of flesh the size of 2 human fists was rolling around in blood. It was so messed up, I couldn't even tell which part it was, but it looked like a piece of meat before being trimmed at a butcher shop. Ugh, it's terrible. I stopped thinking right now and just wanted to get out of here, but this chunk of flesh had something to do with it too. I had to investigate as far as I can. Flesh was crushed everywhere, and it was shaken violently as if it had been squeezed with force. There's something like dust on it, and I was wondering what purpose it was for. Come to think of it, bloodstains in the hallway on the 5th floor were seen from the laboratory to the records room. Even this chunk of flesh now had bloodstains on the outside of the laboratory. And the bloodstains in the hallway might not have flowed from the corpse itself, but from this piece of flesh that had fallen off. Why did the culprit do such a terrible thing? To disguise it as if a corpse was moved? But it's too sloppy to do that. In the beginning, the archive where the body was found was too clean for the murder to take place. As I guessed while talking with Akane, Kisaragi may have actually been killed in the laboratory. That thought only grew more. Eh? There's something near the mass of flesh. Is that a grenade? What? It looks similar to the smoke grenade used in Hara's incident. A bomb? It can't be. The thing that killed Kisaragi was... it just makes me think of Umineko. Small bombs. Sorry, but that's not it. Makaru, you were in the lab too? In what time? Hey, I just came out and got a report from Tyra about the lab. Isn't that why you're here too? That's true, but what's not is... Makaru, did you know what this bomb is? Bomb, or rather gas bomb, that is. Actually, I should say it's an anesthetic gas that temporarily causes paralysis. Anesthetic gas? Kind of nerve gas. She knows a lot. I don't know. She seems like, I know she's smart, but she seems to know a little bit more than she should. It's not harmful to the body. It's a bomb in form of gas grenade, so it looks like it was made for military purposes, but the gas itself is also used for medical purposes. I see. How did you know this? I'm not stupid. It's all written there, isn't it? Even if it's written, it's all in English. Well, I think I'll only get more insults if I say any more than this. Anyway, this anesthetic gas, it was used by the culprit, right? That's right. There are plenty of grenades like this in our arsenal. After disabling Kisaragi with this, did they manipulate the case to fit the trick? But I still can't figure it out. Well, that aside, it's time to go to the trial. Did you find out anything? Well, vaguely. Looking at the state of the flesh, I guessed that the bloodstains in the hallway did not spread from the corpse itself, but from this piece of flesh. And you don't know why they made such a hassle, don't you? Right, something's seriously wrong here. It's not a surprise, because I'm the same. Makaru, what were you looking at inside? I'm just checking to see if there's something that belongs to Yamato Kisaragi. Checking why? Think about it. The bodies of those who've died so far are kept in the laboratory, right? Isn't there a possibility that it's a piece of flesh cut out from there? Wait, Makaru, did you check the corpses one by one? Heh. Fortunately, there were no traces of anyone touching it, so it's likely that that piece of flesh belonged to Kisaragi Yamato. Not that. What about our dead friends? What? Do you want to sue me for checking a corpse? We don't find more about the truth. We ourselves will turn into corpses, won't we? That's... Save it. I don't have the luxury to talk to you because we're arguing for nothing. I'm not in the mood to get angry. Makaru's condition from a while ago, as of now. You don't know either, right, Makaru? About this case? No, I think I've got a decisive factor. Seriously? Do you know who's the killer? What I should say is, I don't understand. I feel like I just found the answer without knowing the solution. What are you talking about? Look closely at the next of the flesh there. Some letters are displayed. Letters? What is this? Blood writing. A dying message besides. This says, Mikako. This is the situation with Ayame all over again. Mikako, or Kazuna, I guess, was the one who did the dying message. Mikako Kurokawa, maybe? Isn't this it? Isn't it possible? Anyone who sees it is pointing at that woman. Such a decisive clue. Almost too decisive. Maybe she's gonna say, be like, it's almost a little too clean. Then the culprit is Kurokawa. Well, if you think about it normally, that's it. However, something's wrong. All the clues say that Mikako Kurokawa is the culprit. It fits perfectly. She's like, this is Danganronpa. That doesn't happen. It's not going to be that easy. Especially this is the 5th trial. It's going to be extra weird. There's an unresolved problem to say that woman is the culprit. Now, even this dying message points to a name that is neither a password nor a hint. You don't even need to process it. Common sense dictates if you're the culprit, there's Yuki Maeda written on the scene. Would you leave it alone? I would erase it. It's weird. It's so weird. Even if this is the correct answer, there's not one or two oddities. Damn it, a woman like me to fall for this. Oh, that's it? That was a very quick one too, wow. Alright, I think the investigation will be over soon, so let's get started, shall we? The 5th one. Let's start at the 5th class trial. All gather at the courtroom on the 1st floor. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's finally starting. Let's go. The trial will be conducted and a decision will be made. There's no choice. I'll do my utmost effort to help out as long as I cooperate with you guys. Well, that'll be reassuring enough, right? And what's the situation with Kinjo? How is... Kinjo? How is that gonna work? Yeah, so far I've passed the class trial 4 times. Let's trust everyone. It will definitely work out somehow. To find out the culprit. Pants, you were here. Teruya, what's wrong? Wait a minute, I have something to show you. What do you mean? We have to go to the courtroom. It's only for a minute. You have to go down to the 1st floor anyway. Just go to the dormitory for a moment. Dormitory? What's going on there? I decided to go down to the dormitory following Teruya, who looked desperately different from usual. When Teruya took us, or where he took us was... What in the world? This is Kurokawa's private room, isn't it? Why in the world are you... Before the why, how comes first. You can't enter someone else's private room without a key. How'd you get into Makako Kurokawa's private room? No, I was trying to stop by my room for the last time because I was afraid that I might go to trial in advance. That's when I saw Kurokawa's room was wide open. The door was open? I excused myself into Kurokawa's room. I came in for a while to find out what was going on. I found something surprising. Come this way. Oh, this bed? The sheet is missing. No bed sheet? I'm more concerned about the skulls and what looks to be, like, tombstones around her room. Only hers. Why only Kurokawa's room? Oh, that's what. Okay. Because when they said ballroom cloth, I thought the cloth was from the ballroom, but it was the thing where it's like, Yuki said himself, like, this cloth feels very, familiar. And I'm like, well, what other one would it be but the one he sleeps on? The cloth hanging from the railing of the ballroom. So that was it. It was this bed sheet. What? Yeah, I noticed it too. And also how sus that her door happens to be open, so you go in and you happen to see that her bed sheet is missing. Guys, come on, you're obviously being set up. Kurokawa's bed sheet was torn and tied up together. Wait, but then why was Kurokawa's sheet being used? What else could it be? It's because she's the culprit. And this is not far-fetched as it has been before. If this isn't solid evidence, then what the heck is? Evidence to be so open like this? This is no longer reasoning or being ignorant. This is really... Makaru? Hey, what are you guys doing? Didn't the announcement tell you to gather at the courtroom? Miss Tyra and Miss Kurokawa are waiting for you. Yeaaah! We've been away for too long. Seriously, I've seen you do this once or twice before, so you think you can be late now? Originally, it's just a calling for a quick execution. Maeda, Tsuruya, let's go to the courtroom. We can't avoid a class trial. Okay. Now, we finally got everyone together. A little late, but let's get started right away. As always, please take the elevator down. For reference, Kinjo-kun is still alive, but he's unconscious, so I gave him a special break for this trial. The number of people will be small, but let's work hard. That's very small. Oh my gosh, 5 people including me. It's necessary to uncover the truth of the case with such a small number of people. Maeda-kun, what in the world were you doing to be so late? Otori-kun and Rei-chan too. Sorry, I was taking them somewhere. Really? I was so worried. I thought something happened, because Makako-chan didn't say anything. Well, we're not dead anyway, right? Let's go down. Everyone is ready, right? Ahead of the outcome, this might be the last class trial. Why the last one? She's like, that's how it works in these games, because common sense, there's already 5. Except for Kinjo, I can't see any hopeless people, so when this class trial is over, there will be only 4 people left. The number of people is reduced up to that point. There will be no murders or trials. The fewer the people, the more difficult it is to act. I love how she's like, the cutoff point is 4. She's speaking with such certainty that after that there will be no more murders. It does make sense, but that goes for when we pass this trial safely, right? But we know that there's a 6th chapter, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, so the 5 of us, there's a culprit. Even for the others who've died so far. I can't end here. That's all we need to know. Let's begin. The final climax event. Could you not have worded that better? Technically, there would be 5 people. Kinjo is still alive. It may be the last class trial. Makaru's last comment. He wasn't sure if it was filled with certainty overlapped with the number of remaining survivors. It dug deeper into my chest. I also have to make up my own mind. Overcoming a life-threatening class trial. This school. No, to escape this building. To survive safely and to see my family again. To find out the truth. This case, I don't like it. Whether it's a trick, no evidence, or a culprit. I won't be scared or withdrawn anymore because we can't end here without knowing anything. The culprit who killed Kisaragi-kun must be identified. The culprit, it's already out there. It'll be okay. He won't die here. Everyone, are you ready? Let's go. Silence so heavy it crushes us lingers in the elevator. Not only was it the tension that the class trial was about to begin, but it was also due to the insufficient number of people. Kinjo's still alive, but frankly, there's not much hope. No, just being alive is still a hopeful thinking. Makaru said it's highly likely this will be the last class trial. I really wish it was, but due to the nature of the class trials, 1 out of 5 people will never be able to go back up this elevator again. Still, we have no other choice but to do it. Eh? Maeda-kun? Did you say something? Nothing, just talking to myself. Yeah, we have to do it. Since the very first time Maki was murdered, this has been repeated over and over again. We have no choice. There's none. The elevator stopped with a heavy sound, and we stepped into the class trial for a 5th time, craving for hope to survive. Hey, you're finally here. I thought I was going to die from the exhaustion of waiting. Why does the atmosphere in this courtroom seem to be getting more colorful? Yeah, that is a gross splash of colors. It does not match. Ooh, Atori-kun, you have eyes, I see. This time I designed it with special care. Doesn't it make your eyes glow? Ew. Agreed. Now, the number of people is small, so why not start early? As always, please go to your selected seats. Even though there are only 5 people here, the fewer the numbers, the more interesting the case. Will the Blacken succeed in escaping this time? Will hope win again? Let's get started. And so it begins, the 5th class trial, the 5th crossroad of death. The victim of this case, Kisaragi. There's also the Kisaragi Foundation that used to exist, but his existence itself was the number 1 suspect and the candidate to be the mastermind. But I was thinking differently about Kisaragi. His brain was weird, he couldn't communicate well, but no matter how you looked at him, he didn't look like a villain. If we had talked a little more, we might have known more about him. To think they would end up like this. And after Kisaragi's appearance, Kurokawa's condition became strange to anyone. In the end, she emerged as the most likely candidate to be the culprit, and everyone became suspicious of her. Whatever the truth is, even if I don't want to know, soon it will be revealed. No, it must be revealed. Our resolves will cross each other. The trial shall begin. A life-threatening discussion, a life-threatening lie, a life-threatening betrayal. A life-threatening explanation, a life-threatening excuse, a life-threatening trust. A life-threatening class trial. Alright, so with that, we will wrap it up for today and start the 5th and potentially final class trial. I assume it will be. Maybe the 6th chapter is just going to be kind of like an epilogue. Will be some extra stuff going on after. I'm really hyped for it. The 5th class trials tend to be the best in these games, for the most part. Or at least the most dramatic and kind of all over the place and like crazy big reveals. So I'm excited to see like where this game is going to take us. It's already starting to like deviate, you know, not following the first game as closely as I thought, which I'm excited for. And this whole thing about like this laboratory, potential AI, extra bodies maybe. We'll see. I'm really hyped for it. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned next week for the 5th class trial. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Emily Hornsby, Lady of Eternity, Jared Fan, Revealing Storm, Asborn Kennedy, Icognito, Harry Gazif, Zoran Ether, Cardboard, and Shadow Dragon.